Pixel 9 Pro XL versus the Pixel 8 Pro from last year. Now, the Pixel 9 Pro series phone finally here, the XL, the big version, versus the Pixel 8 Pro. What are the differences? What's changed? What's new? Is the Pixel 9 Pro XL really a better phone than the Pixel 8 Pro? And I think so in quite a few ways. And we're going to discover that and talk about it in this video. So we're going to dive in, take a look at it, side-by-side comparison, what's new, what's not new, what's changed, and why this one is, I think, a pretty clear winner. But anyway, let's get into it. Here we have the Pixel 9 Pro XL. This is the porcelain color, and this is the Bay Blue, the fan favorite from the Pixel 8 Pro series last year. So one of the big things you'll notice right off the bat is the form factor. So with the Pixel 8 Pro, we have the unified camera body that's part of the frame. It's one big flowing piece there with the rounded edges. We've changed it out with this more distinct island approach, which, both of them kind of jut out, right? It's not that either one of them don't particularly stand out. It's just that the 8 Pro, the corners are wrapped around the edges into the frame, which are also rounded. You can see the rounded appearance on the phone here around the edges. They both have a flat screen, but we have those rounded edges all the way around the phone, which has been abandoned in favor of the flat appearance, which I actually like. Makes it easier to hold on to, makes it, you feel more connected with the phone when you're holding it, makes it feel more premium. And then you take a look at the back. Both of them kind of have a textured appearance on the back. They don't have a glossy appearance, so you're not going to pick up with the fingerprints and all that stuff. But one welcome change, if you look at the camera bar here, and you can see I've got some scuffs around the edges of it. This whole stainless appearance, it's one of those things where it's much more prone to picking up dust and dirt and scratches on the finish. Now we have this flat matching appearance on the back, so that's something that's cool too. Now the camera bars, if you isolate the cameras themselves, it's mostly about the same. There is one change. We do have a slightly different ultra wide camera this year, but still same megapixels. We have a 50 megapixel primary, and then we have a 48 megapixel periscope telephoto, 5 times optical zoom, and then a 48 megapixel ultra wide. So not a whole lot of change there, just a slight change with the ultra wide. And then the selfie cameras on the phones themselves, we have the new selfie camera in the new phone, 42 megapixels, as opposed to the 10.5 we had with last year. That's going to be one of the big glowing changes here. You're probably really going to appreciate whenever it comes to the phone. Now, the screens themselves look pretty similar, but the Pixel 8 Pro is 6.7 inches, slightly bigger, 6.8 now, and then we have an extra amount of RAM. So the Pixel 8 Pro had a whopping 12 gigs of RAM. Now the Pixel 9 Pro XL has 16 gigabytes of RAM. That's something that's nice. And then under the hood. So we're going to need to get into this a little bit because everybody thinks the Tensor chips suck, and they certainly don't. They just don't win in the benchmark award section. But if you take a look at on paper what it's capable of doing in the AI processing tasks, the Pixel 9 Pro XL can handle up to 45 tokens per second, which is industry leading when it comes to smartphones. So all about AI, but still plenty of principal power, right? So under the hood last year, the Tensor G3, 9-core processor, which was kind of novel, especially in the Google world, 9-core processor, and it was clocked at, I want to say, 2.85 gigahertz. It wasn't quite 3 gigahertz, but it was up there. It was 2.85 gigahertz on the Tensor 3, and then now we have 3.1 gigahertz with the Tensor 4. But that's not the entire picture, right? So we lost one primary core. There was 2 primary cores in the Pixel 8 Pro, but I don't think it really ever translated that well into performance, and it generated more heat. Now the Tensor 4, better on heat, better on battery. We have a new modem. That's one thing that was sorely missing. So we have a new modem over here in the Pixel 9 Pro XL, which I think is going to make a lot of people very happy. But along with the core design change, there's also been upgrades in the cores. So when you talk about an 8-core processor, you have a primary core, which is your top speed one. That's 3.1 gigahertz now. But then you have the performance cores and the efficiency cores. So we have 3 efficiency cores. Sorry, we have 3 performance cores over here, and then we have 4 efficiency cores, and then it was 4 and 4 over here. I think anyway. But anyway, so the big deal though is that they've upgraded them. So last year the efficiency cores were clocked at 1.7 gigahertz. Now they're 1.95. So that takes that up a little bit of a notch. And the efficiency cores are kind of the lower powered, handle stuff that don't need the full power of the phone, which is going to help you out with battery. And then the performance cores, which kind of do a lot of the heavy lifting but aren't the super primary core, those are now clocked at 2.6 gigahertz instead of 2.35. So across the board, every single one of the cores has been upgraded and is faster now. So that's going to be a significant difference in your performance on a day-to-day basis. Even though it's not a 9-core processor anymore, I think you're going to find a better balanced, more capable workload. And I think it shows up too when you're using the phone, and that's something that's nice. I think most people are probably going to notice the difference. Now, both of them still have an abysmal 128 gigabytes of storage. They're not the only ones in the industry doing this, but for anybody who is doing it, Google, Apple, y'all really need to stop, right? It's 2024. Baseline needs to be 256, but they both have baseline 128. Again, 12 gigs of RAM with the Pixel 8 Pro, 16 with the 9 Pro XL. That's going to be the same for the 9 Pro as well. Same size battery, slight charging bump, right? So before we had 30-watt charging. I think it peaked actually, I think they said 33, but everybody just said 30-watt charging. With the Pixel 8 Pro, we now have 37-watt charging. 37-watt charging. So just slightly faster. It's still not as good as the S24 Ultra. I mean, we're not getting a lot of these insane charging speeds we see overseas. OnePlus is kind of the industry leader here in the States. No phone really is near that, but it's better than the 20-watt charging with the iPhone 15 series, and it's better slightly than last year. So slightly better charging. That is something that's nice. And then when it comes to the screen brightness, last year we had 2400 nits brightness on the screen here on the Pixel 8 Pro, and they bumped that up to 3000 nits brightness on the Pixel 9 Pro XL. So we have a big bump in brightness, and not only that, but the normal high max brightness, which is what you can turn it up to manually. I believe it was 1600 over here, and I believe it's 2000 now with the Pixel 9 Pro XL. So that's nice. And also we have the LTPO screen, throttles down to 1 hertz all the way up to 120 hertz, both of them 120 hertz displays. So that's going to help out too, being able to throttle all the way down to 1 hertz. So we have some better screen, overall better brightness, and the screen itself I think does look better. Now, a couple other few things I want to talk about. So we do have 8K video now, but it requires, I believe, video boost. So if you do the video boost, there's supposed to be twice as fast performance on processing video boost, and then you can do up to 8K with that. It's kind of like an upscale. I believe that's exclusive to the Pixel 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL. If you actually care about doing that, that is something you can do. And then also, if you use the Pixel stand, you get 23-watt wireless charging. That's the same. And then regular charging wireless, you get 12 watts. And they have reverse wireless charging, which is pretty slow, but of course you can do. And then both are IP68, which is nice. And honestly, they weigh about the same. Like, really, there's not a whole lot in the weight department difference. But I really feel like the Pixel 9 Pro XL, especially once you get it in hand, really feels like more premium device. And yes, if you hide this right here, it looks exactly like an iPhone other than the Google logo. So does the Samsung phone. Looks just like an iPhone. Like my wife even got confused when I had the S24 Plus and I put it next to the other phone. She's like, this looks and feels exactly the same. I'm like, yeah, that's what everybody likes apparently now. Apple led with the flat side, flat design that they brought back. And yeah, I think it looks good. I think it looks better. And I think it feels better in the hand than this whole rounded edges, which I never really felt too comfortable with on this phone because it is a very big phone, and then to have rounded edges, it just didn't feel like I had a good solid grip on it. This does feel better. Of course, USB-C on both of them when it comes to the charging department, and they have always on display, and you have Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the front and on the back. And one thing we have now with the Pixel 9 Pro XL, we have SOS messaging with satellite. So you get emergency messaging with the satellite connectivity. This is a first in the Google Pixel phones. They even beat Samsung to the punch. That's not in your Pixel 8 Pro from last year. So we have the SOS emergency messaging with the satellite. Maybe that will be expanded later on. I'd like to see it have more functionality like we were getting with the iPhone. And then in addition to that, we have the vapor chamber. And you're probably like, Adam, Tech Odyssey, what is a vapor chamber? Well, it's a special heating apparatus that they put inside of the phone that helps take heat away from the processor. And it uses, I guess, the vapors in there to help try and dissipate some of that heat to try and keep the performance load from dipping whenever the phone gets hot. And we know that the Tensor chip gets hot, just like we know that other high-end chips get hot. If you have a 3 gigahertz chipset and you don't have like active cooling, everything we have in these phones is passive cooling. When you have a heat sink, when you have a vapor chamber, all this stuff's passive. We don't have actual fans in here to wick away the heat. So that vapor chamber will help out with things whenever the phone gets hot. It'll keep it running at a higher performance longer without seeing frame drops, without seeing performance drops and things like that. So that is unique to the Pixel 9 Pro and 9 Pro XL. It does not appear in the Pixel 8 series last year. So that is another nice welcome upgrade as well. And then, of course, the Pixel 9 Pro XL has Android 14 out of the box. It is out a couple months earlier. The Pixel 8 Pro came out in October last year. It launched with Android 14. So we're expecting Android 15 very, very soon, probably in the next month or two. It wouldn't surprise me if we don't see it until October. But yeah, there's been quite a few big changes whenever it comes to the Pixel 9 Pro XL. Just slightly different change in the size of the screen, new ultra-wide camera, vapor chamber, Tensor G4 with the redesigned configuration core with more power across the board, but better efficiency, new modem, and much nicer, brighter screen. I'm sure I'm forgetting one or two things here and there, or I may have already mentioned them and just didn't mention here in the summary. But yeah, it's a nice phone. I really like it. Of course, there are a couple new AI things as well, which I'm sure some of those are going to come to the Pixel 8 Pro. I don't really want to talk about that too much because I think, yeah, we've got that whole Add Me feature where you can take a photo and then you can take a photo of someone and then hand the phone off to them, and it'll use that existing kind of image and hold it. And then you can go stand over there and take a picture and interact with it, and then it creates a new image. So that's something that's new. We have the Pixel Studio in here now. You can do some image generation, but again, we have 7 years of support with both of these phones. Now, of course, the Pixel 9 Pro XL is newer, so that's going to be extended out an extra year, but I can imagine some of these AI features will come back to the Pixel 8 Pro, so we'll kind of play the wait and see approach on that, and then you get 1 free year of Gemini Advanced, which if you care about the large language models, if you care about this Chat GPT type stuff, Google is one of the top ones in that regard, and then, of course, it's integrated with the Gemini AI, so that's like a free... It's like $20 a month, I think is what it costs. So you get it free for a year. It does irk me that this is supposed to be an AI phone, and you can get Gemini Advanced AI for free for a year, but then you got to pay for it after that, which pisses me off the same way as it pisses me off with like the Fitbit subscription stuff. We're like, oh yeah, we'll give you the free Fitbit Advanced subscription for 6 months, but then you got to pay for it after that, which I'm like, for all the advanced nice things that you want with the Pixel Watch, I think it's kind of dumb that they're going to charge you extra money for that. But anyway, I hate all this pay-to-play stuff. We're still waiting. The jury's still out on the S24 series phones because after 2025, their AI is supposedly going to start charging for that. So I still think a lot of the AI stuff is, I don't want to use the word gimmicky. I just don't think it's that important, or I don't think that people really care all that much, or it's being underutilized. So I think it's still early in the making it applicable, and as far as the sales pitch for doing it. Still, we have a lot of the same old, but better additional upgrades and things like that. So if you're looking to get a Pixel 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL, I think it's the best Pixel phone that has ever been made. And on top of that, you get a lot of nice creature comforts and quality of life upgrades here as well with the phone. And I'm using an AM film glass screen protector on here. I got a 3-pack for like $10 off of Amazon. And then I got this Spigen liquid air case, which I think was like $15, and I use this on a lot of my phones when I get them, and it's a nice little case as well. People always ask me, what case are you using? What screen protector? So AM film screen protector and Spigen liquid air. So that's pretty much it. Whenever it comes to like the head comparison between these two phones, what's changed, what's different, what's upgraded, and just using this phone, even for the last day, it really does feel like a better experience. And overall, very premium build, feels better in the hand, and I really like the new design. Like, I wasn't too crazy about it when I saw the images at first, but I really like the way that it looks now. And it's actually funny. See, I actually have the Spigen liquid air case for my Pixel 8 Pro that I was rocking last year too. So yeah, I'm a big fan of these cases. Also, the thermometer is back too. If you care about that, it's like the honorable mention feature. The thermometer is here again on the Pixel 9 Pro series phones. So take advantage of that if you will. But yeah, that's kind of it when the side-by-side, head-to-head comparison with these two. But the three things I said they needed to fix this year: battery, heat temperature, and signal. So far seem to be dead ringers in this one for upgrades that they got right. And then there's just some more stuff as well. And I'll have my full review on the Pixel 9 Pro XL later on. But I wanted to do this because a lot of people are like, what's the difference? What's changed? What's new? Well, there you have it. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up. There you have it with the comparison between the two phones, the Pixel 9 Pro XL and the Pixel 8 Pro. Lots of changes, a lot of stuff under the hood, some software stuff, some AI enhancements, and of course the extra year of support because, well, we get a renewed 7 years of support with the 9 Pro XL series. But yeah, that's all I got. So let me know what you got in the comments. Is it something you're excited about? Is it a phone that you want? Did you order one? Are you holding on to your Pixel 8 series phone for another year or two? Let's talk about it. But that's it for my head-to-head comparison with these two phones. If you have any questions or comments, please go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys next time.